Hey everyone, I have a extra special show for you today. I have one that I have been looking forward to for a while now. Someone I follow on Instagram and gives me little jolts of electricity every time I see what he's doing. Let's welcome Kieth Everett to the show, Real Estate Diddy on Instagram. How you doing, Kieth?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. I hope everybody having a great Saturday thus far. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Hey, man, I'm ready to just get it started. I don't want to hold back, and hopefully somebody can pick up a couple things from this.
Oh, I think the golden nuggets or help is going to be. I don't think we're gonna be able to count them, but let's get started with your story, Kieth. How'd you get in the game? What was your situation before the game? Just so everybody can understand, we all just don't start, on third base, if you will.
Yeah, man. So actually, it all started for me in 2016. Before that, I was just a guy going to college. I'm actually from Dayton, Ohio, born and raised. When I was 18 years old, I moved away by myself, actually. Really didn't have too much. My family didn't have too much. So I'm a guy, an inner city type of kid. You know what I mean? I just trying to make it out, man. That's it. I don't want to get sucked into peer pressure or anything like that. So, you got to lose friends and stuff, when you're coming from a certain type of place, when you don't want to be in a certain type of environments that they do. So I chose to go to college, really not for myself. It was more for my family. I knew I was I always felt like I was an entrepreneur. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I was just, wasting time in college and trying to see, what I wanted to do with my life. Went to college 2019, around like 2000, maybe 11. I started working at this factory while I was in college, man. I thought it was great. I was making $16, $17 an hour. You know what I mean? We got overtime. I'm like, hey, man, I'm making 50 to 60 grand a year. Like, hey, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Because you got to think about it. If you don't know anything else, you just listen to what your parents was telling you. Hey, go to college, get you a job. You make maybe 50 to 100 grand a year, and you just having a good life.
Yeah.
But that ain't what I wanted to do. I knew that one in my heart. I knew that one in my spirit, man, and I wasn't going to go that route. So I chose to drop out of college in 2014. I still was working at the factory, and I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. You know what I mean? I figured I wasn't going to climb the corporate ladder, so I was just trying to figure it out. I started praying to God. God, show me exactly what you want me to do, because I know I'm not just in here to be working at the factory. There's no way you put me on earth just to be able to do that. So he started giving me visions. He told me, like, it sounds crazy probably to some people, but I got on Instagram. I unfollowed, anybody that just didn't add any value to my life or anybody I couldn't learn from. I just unfollowed them, man. I start following all successful pages and successful people. So next thing I know, I come to this specific page. This guy named Nick Ruiz, Alpha Home Flipping. And he was talking about getting into real estate with no money down, but you can make large profits. And I'm like, wow, that's my situation. I don't have no money to invest in this. My whole life, when you think real estate, you're thinking that you got to have a lot of money to be able to buy a house or a building or anything like that, especially where I come from. So when the guy was saying no money down, I thought it was a scheme, because I'm like, how you putting no money down or not too much money down and you make a 10, 20,000 or 5,000? It's like, that was crazy at the time. But at the time, it's like, I mean, what else I got to lose? Because I feel like, the biggest risk is not taking the risk at all. And I'm just like, man, I got a son that's just born, and I want to see what it's about. So I start doing I actually attended a webinar. I think it was like February 2016. And I was like, wow, I could do this. You can make $10,000. So I was like, wow, let's get it. So I got his book. His book was like $10, $20. I can't remember. I was reading the book, and as I was going chapter by chapter, I start taking action. I start taking notes. I ain't that type of person who want to wait till the end of a book to be able to put it all together. I just feel like, man, if I see something that I know I can instantly implement, I want to dive right into it. And that's exactly what I did. So I start getting my title companies together. I start ordering my bandit signs. I start writing handwritten letters. I'm trying to figure out what it's all about, because I ain't really got no money at the time, but I never made no excuses. I never needed a lot of information. I just wanted you to tell me that one specific thing that I could do, or the two things I can do to go get some deals. I didn't focus on doing this, doing that, getting the LLC. You can't get no LLC if you ain't got no money. So what I'm looking for LLC for? You know what I mean? So I couldn't worry about that. A lot of these people today, they trying to, should I get an LLC? Should I do this? Man, listen, I need some money right now. This is real life situations on the line. Yeah. So what I did was I put out some bandit signs. They was handwritten. I ended up getting the call. So you got to think about it. I've never been on an appointment inside a house. I didn't know anything. But like I said, man, I had to take action because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fail my way forward. I'm gonna make mistakes anyway. So why not put myself in that water and see if I can swim?
Yeah.
Went over to the appointment. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was updated, not updated. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to like, what price do you want for this house?
Yeah.
And they ended up wanting 28,000. So I'm like, wow, okay. I know I got to get on the contract. I know I got to find an end investor buyer and try to see if I can make some money. I didn't know if it was a deal or not a deal. So I ended up putting the deal on Craigslist when another wholesaler actually reached out to me. And he was just like, hey, man, I got some cash buyers. I can help you sell that deal. So I'm like, why not? I mean, I don't got no cash buyers. So let me rock with my mans right here and see if we can come together and collaborate and see if we can, get this deal sold. And to this day, man, I've never done a deal by myself. I always collaborated with other people, whether it was, JV or with my partner, because I'm an unselfish person, man. I love the teamwork type of thing. So me and the guy ended up getting $5,000. We sold it for $33,000. I got 2,500. He got 2,500. And guess what I do? I go quit my whole job.
Nice.
I was working at the job for 5 years. I quit the job and said, you know what? If I could do this one time, I could do it 100 times. And that's what I always believed. And guess what? That put me in dark places. That put my family in dark places. Man, bills start getting late. Car payments start getting late. You know what I mean? But I believed in myself because I seen people getting successful off this specific thing. My lady had to move an hour and a half away with my son. He was a newborn, just to, to help me with my bills while I'm on this journey. And that's why I respect her to this day. And she actually worked with me now, you know what I mean? Because she held it down for me, man. Like, I don't know what I would have done without my fiance here, because you got to think about it. Not many people support your dreams.
Yeah.
Somebody to take a job out of town, man, this is support. Man, that was major to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. I'm sure if you see me looking over, I'm taking notes because there's so many things you gave us. I want to go back to. First off, actually, something I wrote down when I researched you that I think people need to hear again.
Yeah.
And you said it right at the beginning is when you make a choice, it was really your choice going off to college, right? You sometimes need to change your circle of friends or network or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. They held you down when you were in school. They had your back, all of that. But when you get above 18, you're an adult now, you got a son, you got to make a choice, right? Do you want to stay in that circle that you've invested in, they're invested in you, all that stuff, but do they have the same dreams? Are they willing to work as hard? Talk about that.
Exactly, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, when I go back to my childhood and the way that I grew up, man, it was a bunch of really, man, drug dealers and stuff. Like, I just come from that type of environment. So, and that's why I mentioned the peer pressure, because you got to think about it. Once you make that decision that you don't want to be, just like them, they look at you a certain type of, oh, he a punk now, or, this is that, until they get older and look back and say, you know what, he did the right thing. But right then in that very moment, that wasn't the case. But I knew that I wanted to break generational curses, and I feel like that I was different, man. And that's all it was, man. I was a basketball player growing up, so I was around, the inner city kids, but I did get the opportunity to have suburban friends as well. And when I used to be out there, it was just like, man, it's a good vibe out here, man. I ain't got to watch my back or nothing. So I thought that going away to college, that was another opportunity for me to get back around that positivity. And that's the reason why I wanted to leave.
Yeah. So let's just give maybe some words of action or advice. There's people watching this probably that are at that time in life, are like, do I have the right 5 friends? Right? Do I have them? I mean, how do you kind of evaluate? I mean, do you ask yourself questions? Because for you, it was I'm going to go to college. It's another city. I don't know anyone. I'm going to take my skills, but that was your break, right?
Right.
So let's talk about, because again, I think lots of people have the wrong friends, the wrong network. They need a new one. And it's hard.
Exactly, man. Like, man, first thing first, man, listen, you gotta make sacrifices. That's the number one thing. You gotta sacrifice, man. If you want better, everybody can't go to the next level with you. It just won't happen. Even if you wanted it to happen, it still will not happen. And if you're looking to do bigger and better things, and people don't understand that, they really not your friends. So, a real friend is going to respect when you're trying to make, better moves for yourself. If they're really your friend, that's a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
That's why I keep people running jobs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Sacrifice is the key to really building wealth and income. And building that better life. You can't get to a better life doing what you did yesterday. I mean, it just
Nah.
doesn't work. No.
Exactly. Like a person like me, I'm so unsatisfied, man. Every day I wake up when my feet touch the ground, man, I'm ready to attack. I'm in attack mode. I've been doing this for years now. You know what I mean? I don't get complacent. I'm always looking to do, bigger and better things, but at the same time, I'm always looking at a way to spend more time with my family.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this business, take my character to something that I never was.
Yeah.
So as I continue to elevate and go up, I'm also looking for ways to spend more time as well, because I know what's important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like we done made over $1 million 2 years straight now. You know what I mean? But I don't like how my time was allocated.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, to fix that this year as we elevate to create more wealth and make more money. So
there you go. Well, and Kieth, I can tell you what, I've seen I've seen a significant change in your page, and definitely family. You got engaged, right? That was awesome.
Yeah.
You shared that. That was so cool. Taking care of people that held you down. So, shout out, respect for that. I do want to talk about one thing that people need to hear again, right? You saw a webinar, you bought a guy's book, and you were already taking action a couple of chapters in. And you're right. So many people are like, oh my God, I want to do this, but do I need an LLC? Do I need to get a trust? Do I need to, incorporate in Delaware? I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, freaking do something first. I mean, come on. What?
Man, listen, man. That's man, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one of the number one things that's going on right now with people just entering into the business. And you know what? It's so many people teaching the game. I think people are getting stunned and don't know which way to go, or don't know who is real and who is not real, or whatever situation you want to say. When I got in the game, it wasn't that many avenues to learn and stuff. So you had to just take the few people that you had and you had to go with it.
Yeah.
Man, listen, you got to take action. You're not going to be able to do everything that you learn when you're just starting out, because you do got to have money to do so.
Yeah.
Just be an action taker, be an implementer, man. That's one thing I believe in. Like I always, if I see something, I'm gonna zoom in on that one thing and I'm gonna make it happen. And then I'll worry about the rest as I go. Be an implementer, man. Be an action taker.
Yeah, massive action. Lean forward. Again, right? If you want to get in this game, you want to quote unquote wholesale. What's the number one thing you need to do? You need to go talk to owners, right?
Exactly.
That's what you need to do. It's not any more complicated than that.
Yeah, man. You got to go take action, man. Listen, you're not gonna get it right every time. I still make mistakes now. I calculate losses in every move that I make. I know a loss is an opportunity for a loss to happen.
Yeah,
that's already calculated. I'm not even thinking. That's already in the budget. When you're on the road to success, it's gonna happen anyway.
Man, it's like you're reading my notes, because the next thing I wanted to talk about that you put out that I just wanted everybody to hear is how you think when you lose. Right. That is awesome. Let's talk about that.
How you think when you lose? I say this all the time. How you think when you lose determine how long it's gonna be till you win.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's that simple, man. When you're losing, you still gotta have joy. That's why I never chase happiness. I'm looking for joy, because joy is something that you can have whether you're down or whether you up. You know what I mean? Happiness comes in spurts. You can be happy one day and then a couple of days later you're not happy. But you always can have your joy at all times. At all times, man.
Oh, I love that joy. I'm gonna take that. You just gave me something. Thank you, Kieth.
Yes, sir.
I like that. I like that. The other one that you had that I want to talk about a bunch is the wealth game is more mental than physical.
Facts. And you know what? I learned that from working at that factory. I was working so hard, 12 to 16 hours a day at times. Well, 12 hours always, but sometimes 16 hours. Woo. So I started thinking, like, the people on top, we never even seen them, and they not working in here. So that's what made me realize that as I start getting into entrepreneurship, I look back at that situation and I realized the most powerful people in the world, they're not working hard physically, they're working hard mentally. Yeah. Everything is calculated. The way I look at money, I don't look at it in the physical anymore. Money is mental. Wow. That's all it is. The more you raise mental, the more you're able to take action, you're going to go to a new level. It just comes with it. You know what I mean? It's mental, man. A lot of people, if you out there wondering, like, man, I work hard, everybody work hard. Yeah. But are you working your brain hard? That's the key to it.
Oh, I love that.
You got to be a mastermind.
That's awesome. Let's go back to, again, your intro story that I wonder if you would do the same thing today. And maybe the answer is yes. And then, and then on top of that, I want to go, would you recommend the strategy for others? And that's when you did your first deal, you made $2,500, you went, I'm gone, see you later. looking back on it, obviously it's worked out, but do you think you should have done a second or third deal before hitting eject, or nope, that was the right idea every time?
Man, I think, man, it's the right idea for me, man.
Yeah.
But listen, I would do it again. I would definitely do it again, no question.
Okay.
But it's hard for me to recommend that for somebody because I don't know how they built.
Exactly.
You might not be built the same way I'm built inside. I don't know that. So I don't think it's a smart thing to do when you got a newborn and you got a fiance, man. That's too risky, man.
Yeah.
If it didn't work out, man, I put people in bad positions. So
yeah,
I would say, man, get you some flow going. It's not even about doing 10 deals or not. It's about how many are you doing consistently.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Before you start thinking about getting off a job, man, that's too risky. But if you built like that, I would recommend it.
Yeah, I am so glad you answered it that way because again, I knew the answer for you was going to be the same. It's like, no, that's how I'm built. I'm wired. I'm going to go. I'm going to make the sacrifices to get there. But I also like your humility and realizing that others are different, because that is saying others should do that is risky or foolish. Because you're right. You don't know how they're built. They're wired, right? They could just freaking crumble.
Yeah, man. That's too risky, man. Because I thank God to this day that it worked out for me. Because, man, I put it on the line, man. I guess
amen.
Reward. That's why they say biggest risk, biggest reward, So.
Yeah. There's something I wanted to ask. Actually, your son is how old today? 4?
He's actually 4 years old. I actually hear him in there right now.
Yeah, 4. I thought I saw that. At what age and how do you think you're going to bring him in the game, right? Have you thought about that?
You know what, man? That's definitely teens.
Okay.
That's why I started letting him go to like properties with me from time to time. Kind of. He don't know now, of course, he's 4, but as long as he remember, like when he start getting in middle school and stuff, I want him to start reading books like that, man. I don't want to, I don't want to say, hey, if you do your chores, you get an allowance. I feel like that's something that you're gonna do anyway, right?
Yeah.
I want to reward you off. I want you to read this Rich Dad Poor Dad real quick. Read this chapter. Exactly. Let's come to the dinner table and let's discuss it.
Awesome.
Together. As he a teen though, as he's younger, so that way once he, start getting, 17, 18, man, it's game time.
Yeah. I think that's the right age. And again, I definitely agree. Chores, hey, you're in this household, right? You're part of this. Yeah. Go do your work, right? Or do the garbage or whatever it is. But I think paying them for reading books and then discussing it, I think that's awesome. I think more.
I got that from? I got that from Warren Buffett.
There you go.
That's how his father used to do him. That's where I got that from.
Well, if it worked for Buffett, I think it's a good thing.
Right. But just think about it though. If you reward them based off that reading, eventually they're gonna latch on to it.
Absolutely. Read it and force them to talk about it, right? They can't just skim that stuff. Exactly. Dad's read it. We're gonna have a real talk, son. I'm gonna know if you flaked.
Exactly, man. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. And then again, bringing him into the game, right? I think it's great. That's the thing I missed with my daughter, right? She's now 28, so she's kind of on the other end of this.
Yeah.
But we brought her to a couple of houses. She didn't like it. I did that wrong. So,
because it's like it wasn't a lead up type of part. You know what I mean? Like if you would have gradually kind of led it up like that, it could have been different.
Well,
you understand how the wealth is too. So you're like,
because you are you have broken the generational wealth cycle or whatever you want to call that. Not only have you brought yourself and your family up to that level, but your son, and if you have others, they will also be following your footsteps. So first off, congratulations. That's hard to do.
Yes, sir. I'm very interested in reading your book as well, man. I'm very interested in that, man. I definitely will be giving you feedback on that because what you're doing right now is something that I haven't really got into. We're doing a lot of wholesales, hotels, and fix and flips right now, and I understand that. That's why I had to. I want to do the rental game, man.
Yeah.
Like I understand what wealth really is. I understand that the passive income is really wealth, and I feel like while we got this, the wholesaling business as the like seed in the ground or whatever, it's a good marketing. It's just a sales and marketing company for you to be able to acquire properties different way, and that's the way I look at it now.
Well, do me a favor, Kieth. Send me your address and your son's first name. I want to autograph a book to him.
That'd be great, man.
Yeah,
that'd be great. I got you. I'll make sure I send it to you. Man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate
I
that.
want your son to have one, so when he's ready, he can read Rich Dad Poor Dad first, then this book, because I wrote this as a compliment to
Okay.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That'll be his first two. That'll be his first two.
I
That'll be
appreciate
dope.
you.
Man.
I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you. All right.
Appreciate you.
That's awesome. So let me go back to my notes. I got so many things that you've done. Oh, giving back to the community. One of your Instagram posts, I'm guessing it was a sports thing because you all had some basketballs and footballs and waters and stuff. Let's talk about the importance of giving back.
Man, that's the number one route to success to me is giving back, man. You know, whether you're pulling somebody up or whether, man, I got a heart for the kids too, man, because I know how I grow up, you know, and not just having nothing, you know, as far as materialistic, man. I'm just saying, you know, as far as being a good father, a lot of these kids don't have fathers, or even if they do have a father, that don't mean that they was a father because they was around their father. If that makes sense.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You could say I had a father, but I didn't see him. For months at a time.
Exactly.
There's
See
nothing
what I'm
there.
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just like giving back, man. I love people naturally, not even just kids, man. Like we go down to the homeless shelters and stuff like that, and the people who sleeping in tents, and we always provide for them. And some of that stuff I don't like to show because I be thinking about, you know, maybe this is somebody's mother or father or something like that. And then I read the Bible a lot too, so I feel like that, you know, I don't have to exploit everything, but you know, that's something that I love to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like putting myself in other people's shoes, man. I feel like when I read How to Win Friends and Influence People, I know Dale Carnegie has said that in the book. You know, if you master the art of putting yourself in people's shoes, then you'll go far in life, man. And that's something I do, even with the homeless people, man. So, you know, that's just something I always do with that. And as far as kids, I always to get back with kids, man. That's mandatory.
I love everything you're doing, and it's amazing to see how in sync we are. I mean, we're doing the same kinds of things on the different coasts. I'm a buy and hold guy. You're a wholesaler, but again, it's about taking care of others, helping, giving back. It's just awesome. So let's talk about the business. We know who you are. We know who you are at the core. I got all of it. I think earlier you talked about a couple of years in a row doing 7 figures. So congratulations.
Yes, appreciate that for sure, man. Appreciate that.
So why don't you talk about how 2019 wrapped up, and then we'll talk about 20 in the future.
Okay, so man, so I'm gonna recap 18 real quick.
Sure.
So 18, it was just me and my partner. You know, we didn't have an office, we had no CRM system, no type of follow-up system, and we have nobody working with us. It was just me and him.
Yep.
We actually did 108 deals in 2018.
Wow.
And we did 1.5 million. So the profit was ridiculous. I didn't know how to handle money back in, so I made a lot of mistakes. Trust me, I wish I knew what I knew now. I would have been out the game. I would have been you know, I could have, you know, we could have did some big things rather. I'm gonna say I've been out the game, but I would have did some, you know, larger things, larger scale. All right, so at the end of 2018, we got into an office, we got a CRM system, we started hiring people. 2019 came, we went through some challenges because anybody know that it's a difference between you doing it yourself and you actually creating a team. So I went through struggles. Me and my partner did early 2019. Actually, in January, we lost 30K. I was supposed to speak at an event and in front of like hundreds of people, and I had to decline it because I said I'm not speaking in front of people if I just lost 30,000. You know what I mean? I feel like my integrity wouldn't have been there. So I even turned down the, you know, speaking engagements just because we was going through so many growing pains on the inside.
Yeah.
So around like at the probably like beginning of the second quarter, everything started changing around. We started picking up the pace a little bit. You know, still had to get, you know, fire a couple people for many different reasons. But you know how they go, man.
Oh yeah.
But when I started hiring better salespeople, you know, which is in 2019, I got car dealership guys in there. A guy from was in Mercedes for 15 years. Another guy was at Mercedes for 3 years. I got another sales guy who was at Audi for 6 years. So when I start bringing these type of guys in there, and I'm a big sales guy myself, when I start bringing them in there, man, and start really training them, and, you know, when I start diving back on the phones myself, they say, you know what, I respect this guy because I know he about what he say, man. You know what I mean? And one thing in our office, in our environment, man, we got a great culture. Everybody is like family. You know what I mean? They love coming in there. They'll do anything, and we do anything for them. So that helped out when you're talking about moving to the third quarter last year. But in the meantime, we was getting deals. We still always was getting deals. We just didn't catch that flow like we was looking to do until like the fourth quarter. But 2019, we probably did about 120 deals. We still only did about 1.5 because there was a lot of cost still involved. There was a lot of training involved. So I'm not just going to act like we just shot all the way up because we didn't really start, getting to it until really the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. So, yeah, we did about 120 deals. We did about 1.5 again. Man, got a great team. We done delegated some stuff. We started a new business. I do got a consulting business. People fly in from all over the country. It's called the 2-Day Transformation. That's awesome. People get a chance to get an inside look at our office. So we doing that. Actually got a course getting ready to drop here in a couple weeks. Acquisition course showing people how to close more deals. So we really delegating our time at this point, man. When it's talking 2020, this is the first year we ever was be able to take it from the start. We got the team ready, everybody trained up. Now we attacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We doing a lot of, we're not only just doing wholesales. We are doing a lot of hotels. We're taking down a lot of properties, and we're selling them out, man, on the open market. It's another strategy that we doing.
Yeah.
Open Door came into the picture. OfferPad, you got Zillow in the picture. So instead of just trying to rumble with these guys all the time, we just taking the properties down and just selling it to them. That's really going to be the new wave this year if people catch on to it, because they're paying crazy prices and not looking to get a crazy profit out of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if you got private money set up, hard money, or you can go with the bank or whatever you can do, or you got the capital to do it, I'm telling you, as far as wholesaling, that's how I would, maximize when you talk to 2020. You know what I mean?
Well, let's put some numbers on that, right? So,
yeah.
Because I think people need to hear this. I don't think everybody's awake yet to what's going on with Zillow.
No, I don't think so either, man.
Yeah.
I think they know, but they don't really, understand.
No, they don't know. They've heard. They don't know. They heard.
Right.
Yeah,
right. I agree with that. You know what? I agree with that.
Yeah. So let's put some numbers on it. Let's get them woke. So back in the day when you were just pick a house that Open Door would buy. If you were going to wholesale it, like to a cash buyer and just get the assignment fee, what would an average profit have been? Let's just.
All right. So I got a deal right now, right? We got for 127.
Okay.
It's a wholesale deal. Honestly, it might not even work at all. It might not even work. We may have got about 5,000 from this deal. That's how close it is.
Okay. All right.
We submitted that same property to Open Door, and they said that they'll pay 147. So think about that. That's just a small example, and really you can get bigger spreads than that on certain examples.
Wow. So let's just walk it through because people need to hear this. So again, you do the marketing, you do the lead, you talk, you lock it up for 127. It's a skinny deal. You may have a couple of $1,000s on the bone, maybe.
Exactly.
You take it, you submit it to Open Door. They go, you know what? We'll give you, what did I write down? I already forgot. 147?
Yep, 147. And the wholesale deal would have been on probably about 5,000. It's really wouldn't have been a good deal to lock up to me.
No, not worth your time, right? So, okay. So, wow, that's crazy. 20 grand.
That ain't nothing compared to, like, it's other properties. Like, for example, you might get it at 90,000, right?
Yeah.
And you might can really sell it for 100,000. But then you'll take a look at like Open Door, OfferPad. They apply that same property for like 125. That's what's going on right now. And they only probably can sell it for 150. But they already they're trying to get like 6% or something like that, 7%. They're not looking to get a big profit. Yeah. They're looking to do a lot of volume.
Yeah, they're trying to churn that money. They got some cheap ass freaking hedge fund money or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's crazy. So just so we're clear, I don't know if I said this earlier. What markets are you in?
Yes, sir. So right now, our local market where we stationed out of is Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
We do a little bit of business in Birmingham, but not too much. But we're really in Atlanta, real tough. Yeah. Houston, Texas, real tough, and we in Charlotte right now.
And is Open Door and all those folks in all those markets?
No, all of them besides Alabama.
Alabama, the state. So both.
Yeah, the whole state. Like they haven't been in Alabama yet. It's kind of slower here. Yeah. Markets are not the same, really. That's why we have to hop in like markets. Like the markets is pretty good here, but Atlanta, they all over the place. And I love Atlanta, man. We have a good time in Atlanta, man. I love it.
Well, I got to tell you, if you're serious about getting rentals, I'd buy in Huntsville all day long.
Okay, you do?
I would, yeah. I mean, the numbers I've seen and the stuff, I mean, it feels very much like
pretty dope, man. It's a good city, man.
Yeah, it's growing. It has anyways, we can talk about that off camera. But if you're serious about doing, building a portfolio, Huntsville,
it's great, man.
It might be my number one market,
Yeah, that's great, man. I agree with that, man. Yeah, I agree with it. There's a lot of infrastructure here too going on, man. It's crazy right now.
Yep. So again, I think people need to hear that, right? You guys need to figure out where Open Door Zillow are. So again, I guess this should finish the process. So I'm guessing they don't take assignment, so you probably had to close it
No,
first.
you got to close. We tried everything, man. We tried to assign it. We tried to go through a realtor or get a specific contract signed with the
Yeah.
seller. That don't work. They want you to be the owner of it.
Yeah, they want you on title, like, because they don't
When
want
we
any
start
risk.
doing this, when we get a property, we'll submit the property to them and see what they pay, and then we'll take it down, and then you can sell it to them.
Oh, I like it. So you can control
So now when you got like with our private money guy, we showing them the offer that they already submitted.
Yeah.
You know, of course it might fluctuate when they see it, but at least they kind of get an idea of what they pay, right?
Yeah.
Then we'll submit it to our private money guy and we'll take it down, and then boom, we already got the offer already.
All right. So let's just, I love this. People need to be watching this. So, okay. So let's just take this example, 127, 147. So you control it at 127. They say they're going to offer 147. You get your private money guy to say, yes, whatever he takes, he takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you close it. Let's just pick a day, January 1st. Yep. How soon can Open Door open escrow on the next sale? Is it like January 2nd, or do they want 30 days?
They can open up escrow very quickly, but they're going to need like 2 weeks to close. It's a process like 2 weeks.
So they could, if you close on January 1st, or let's just say February 1st,
in
theory, you could have it sold in the same month to Open Door?
Yeah, but it's going to be a 2-week process. They do got to come out. Like, as far as open up escrow, let me go back. They have to see it first.
Okay, that's fair.
They have to see it first, and then that's when you get the final number, and then they do the open up escrow.
All right, so they probably do a drive-by or an online appraisal at 147. You say good, then they send one of their minions out to go look at it, make sure it's not burned down. They go, hey, plus or minus 1 or 2,000 because this or that,
right.
And then you go, great. So then you own it. You can say, hey, I'm the owner of record February 1st. Let's open escrow to sell it to you February 2nd. 2 weeks later, you got your money back. Private money's paid. You get your check.
Exactly. Another thing is this: when you take it down, man, it's good to pitch it to them rather than put it on the market and they have to get it. Then the process is going to get, it's going to take probably even longer when you're going through a realtor. So it's best to take it down and just go directly to them instead of trying to even put it on the open market, because they love it when the property is not on the market.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's speed for you, right? What last thing you'd want to do is put it on the market, get 7 offers, and you have to do counters and blah, blah. It's just freaking headaches, right? Just get that money.
On certain properties, I love it on certain properties, but not if you want to do business with them, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's awesome. So do they have like preferred sellers, or is there any way to get certified? I don't know what they call it, approved or whatever. Did you have to do any of that?
Yeah. So my partner, he actually had to submit some information to him. That's the only way you're able to get an offer. You got to have all type of pictures. You got to have a crazy property description.
Yeah.
So they do have certain guidelines, but my partner, he's the one that submitted all the properties to him.
That's right. You get the deals. Let him be the detailed guy.
my partner is the integrator. I'm the visionary. I'm more the field type of guy.
That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about 2020, 21. Where are you taking this crazy thing? We already know that family is important to you, so you're going to be spending more time with the family.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be helping more people with your course that's dropping. You have the 2-day boot camp. But what's it look like for Kieth Everett in 2020, 21?
Two things I can wrap it up with. I know for sure what I'm looking at this year is profit. I just got done reading this book, Profit First. Mm-hmm. Man, crazy book. That's been one of our biggest struggles. We made a lot of money, but we didn't allocate it the right way. So that book right there put everything in perspective. We already hired an accountant to understand that system for the whole year. So we're paying attention to that profit close this year, being very organized. You know what I mean? And another thing is passive income. I want to get into the multifamily game as well. So that's I would say, those two things, profit and passive income, that's what really sums it up, man.
That's a
wrap.
Of
course, we got other streams going already. Of course, you want to grow those. But when I'm talking new things, that's the two new things I'm looking forward to.
Very, very cool.
I feel like I want to, get my family out the places that they are, but I understand that through active income, the dream may not come true.
Yeah.
So I understand, though, I need to be able to, when I'm asleep, the money's still coming in. I know it's still stuff in between that. You got property management. You know how the game goes.
Oh, yeah. That game I know well.
Yeah, that game way more than me. So, yeah. But I'm sure you say it's worth it, though, man.
There's no question. Active income versus passive income is there's nothing like it. And don't get it twisted. Even at 1.5, that's income. Income and
Yeah.
wealth are different, just
Yeah. Yeah.
different.
I want to
So,
get them both rolling at the same time, man.
oh, that would be powerful.
That's the powerful game when you got the active and the passive. Oh my God, that just made me feel powerful. Just thinking.
Yeah, I'll just leave you with this little taste because, again, you're set up to do this. There will
Yeah.
be a time, it'll probably take you to 2023 or 24, where you
Okay.
will have enough depreciation, which is a
Yeah.
phantom expense for
Yeah.
landlords, that you will
Yeah.
get to hide, shield, whatever word you want to use, somewhere
Yeah.
between 50 and 100% of your income. How is that
Wow.
going to change?
Wow.
Think about that.
That's a different man. Listen.
Six figure, multiple six figures hidden with depreciation. It's awesome.
That's the best right there.
There you go. There you go.
That's so good. Hey, that's the goal, man.
There you
That's
go.
the goal, man. So I'm definitely gonna stay tuned into you, man. So, man, I'm gonna be following your steps. I'm a sponge, man.
I will. You ever have a question or whatnot? You know how to get a hold of me. I would love to give
Yes,
back to
sir.
you. Please let me do that. So, Kieth
Yes,
Everett,
sir.
how can people follow you? How do you want them to, just get a taste of what you're doing, find your course, talk about the boot camp?
Yeah.
How can they do all that?
So, man, you can find me Instagram, Real Estate Diddy, Ditty on Facebook. It is Kieth Everett Jr. I'm mainly on those two things. I try to, post a lot of content. I need to do even more better than that, than I'm doing right now. But just follow me. I'm raw and uncut with the footage. Everything that I post, man, I post in the field activities. I do got my 2-day transformation event. I wouldn't even do that if I didn't have my main business going, because I believe in showing it by action rather than just teaching people and pointing fingers. I want people to understand, like, this is what we do every day. The acquisition course, anybody know me who've been following me know I'm a crazy closer. I didn't close deals. Well, I didn't, close a deal on stage in Las Vegas in front of over 1,000 people. So that's just what I'm about, man. That's just something to come natural to me.
Yeah.
I do got a course coming out January the 23rd. So, man, if you need help or you're looking to train your team or anything like that, I got 40 to 50 videos on there. And I got crazy live videos of you guys seeing me close up the deals too. So we're not just teaching. So that's where you can find me at, man. I definitely want to say, man, I definitely appreciate you for taking your time out. You definitely didn't have to. And I'm glad that we got a chance to cross paths, man, for sure.
Hopefully this is step one in a long time journey together. But again,
Yes,
do
sir.
me a favor, send me your son's name and your
Yes, sir.
address, because I'm going to
Right
send
now.
you an autographed book. All right?
All right, thank you so much. I got you. I'm getting ready to do that here shortly. And I'm still going to make sure I get you that summary over, man, when I get done with the book.
You got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.